now. Yeah.
What do y'all think? Outlaw Light. You ever seen this, Chief?
No,
I don't know. We
Is it a
went over
Texas
to
thing?
a friend. No, we went over to a friend's and they had it. It's Coey Wetzel's
Hmm.
beer. It's like a collab with, the singer Ace.
Never heard of her.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know. It's not the. It's okay.
Dad like
It's
that.
okay. It's not the best, but he gave me one to try, and this is the one I'm trying. It's not bad, but it's not great by any means.
No, it looks good, dude.
It's okay. It's not a. It's more like a craft, kind of, I guess, like a craft light beer. I don't know. So, anyways. Oh, there she is. There she is.
That's Chief.
Ice cold.
Baby, she's in here in the office with Comet. She was. Yeah, look.
I just
She
passed
was in
Ace
here
off
on
one
this
of the
side
great
my
treasures.
laptop. Comet was on the other side, and she wasn't. Comet. Look, I picked her up. She was over here. Comet. It's okay. He's not gonna hurt you. Trying to get the kid used to the. Well, we got the dogs here. We got Comet and Tessie for watching them right now, and Willow is not the biggest fan of Comet.
Ace, did yours kind of fizz over a little?
The what?
Whoa! What?
What?
I didn't know you opened the top.
Did it fizz up a little bit? You need to get it fixed. I'm sorry.
What do y'all got? What are y'all drinking on?
Soda Sunday.
Soda Sunday.
Cream soda.
Girl.
But it's not a twist off.
Did y'all freeze it or something?
Well, it spent 4 minutes in the freezer, but it was already cold. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so, but
4
cream
minutes
soda
and it
is
did that?
very good when it is, really, really cold. Yeah, that freezer is on like turbo or something.
No, never mind. I really like this.
Oh, Lord.
Cream soda, man. Cream soda.
Hey,
that is delicious.
Well, let's.
Yep, established in independent beverage company. IBC.
They make really
They
good
make
root
the
beer.
grit. They make Blenheim is the only root beer that even competes with them. Okay, A&W is
There's
okay.
there's this root beer, Virgil's.
Yeah, Virgil's is okay.
It's not bad. I've had it before. It's
I
pretty
put
good.
Virgil's fourth if we're gonna rank them.
Virgil's is not bad.
IBC, Blenheim,
like a darker,
A&W.
But the Virgil's is like a darker root beer.
But IBC clearly makes the best cream soda. Okay. So, yeah, and Virgil's uses real vanilla, which is important, and it's okay, but it's still fourth, man. I'm sorry. And then you've got like Barks and Mug, they ain't in the top 10. And I don't even know what 5 through 10 are, but
I would
they're
say
not
Barks.
inside.
I would say Mug is in the top 10. It's not as high, but it's got to be in the top 10. What can you put in front of it other than the 4 that you listed? Yeah, sure.
Water.
Like 5, 6, 7, like something in there like.
No, water. Listen, man, if you got 10 teams and they're 2 top 10 teams, then there's 8 empty slots. Okay, there's 8 empty slots. End of story.
Yeah. Hey,
these are the things that people don't get in the world. Okay, that certain things do not matter. Okay, it's not as important. You may like it. I don't.
Well, anyways, hey, quick update. Braves obviously getting whooped right now, but they won the series, so they bounced back and beat a good team. Bryce Elder, man, all smoke and mirrors. Last 2, he's getting exposed now.
Yeah, that guy never was he never was a whole lot. So the thing is, though, you go and beat the Brew Crew, and the Brew Crew they are 3rd or 4th best team in the National League. Okay,
they're the best.
The White Sox, the White Sox are terrible. The Mets are still terrible. They got a couple star power and a bunch of money, but they're terrible. And you go and you lose those series, and you come back and you beat the Brew Crew. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just baseball over the course of a long season, but I look to the manager.
We knew that.
I think Walt Weiss has got to figure some things out.
You knew that I mean, you're gonna have a slump, or you're gonna have a couple series where you just don't do good. It's gonna happen at some point. For the Braves, it always happens against the teams that suck. And when they play the teams that are good, they pick it right back up.
I know. I have never. It's been the way it's been the last 35, 40 years since it's just the run started in the 90s. Although there've been a couple of lull years, but those 14 straight division titles. Although we were losing by 6 games when the strike happened in '94, so. But that Expos team was, man, that Expos team was good, man. They had Pedro, they had Randy Johnson, they had some studs. Vlad Guerrero was on that team. That was a really good team. So, so anyway, so yeah, it's been a good day for me so far. So
good. Sorry, I hadn't got you anything, but I did call you and tell you happy Father's Day.
No, you
had to make sure that.
Listen,
but
I don't listen on Father's Day. I don't really care to get a lot of things. Now, I am very thankful and grateful for the things that Ace and Smash got me. Okay.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, man, it was awesome. But I just want to spend the day with my kids. Your mom always says, "What do you want to do?" So, and we did something weird today. After church, we went to Applebee's.
Yep, you told me.
So, and I had the Bourbon Street, and they always overcook it, and so and part of it is they put it on that skillet. It's hot if they do it right, and it's steaming, so it's still going to come out. It's going to cook a little more. So I ordered it medium rare, and it came out pretty much medium, but it was good. The flavor was good. It was tender. Got to rig the system, man. If you want it medium, you say you want it rare, they'll give you medium rare. You got to make things happen. Rare, they give you medium. You got to give them one less, and then they'll cook it one past it. So yeah. Well, and also if they overcook it, if you order medium rare, which is how I usually like steaks, and you get medium, it's okay, especially a steak that's seasoned well and everything. And it has the onions and the mushrooms. But if they would have brought it out more rare, that's fine. I could eat that, but I could just leave it on that hot skillet for 2 minutes, flip it 2 more minutes, and it'd probably cook up to medium rare anyway. So, and then of course Ace orders these wings, and we got the onion rings because he loves the onion rings, and we got the pretzel sticks because Smash and your mom love those for appetizers. So, and Ace punished those, and then he punished those onion rings. So Ace got the wings, and he got the buffalo hot wings, and they come out. And next thing I know, man, there's just clean, shiny bones over there. Ace punished those wings. So I had to give him a dap for how well he cleaned the meat off those bones.
Yeah, that's what Ace does with food in general.
Yep, that's
I'm surprised. I was just a little surprised he didn't get a steak, but I guess I get it. Applebee's doesn't have the best steak. I mean, the Bourbon Street's good, but Ace, that's not really Ace's style. You like that,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
just not your thing.
Steaks can be mid.
Now, here's the thing. I used to love Applebee's, okay? And it's still okay, but because they got a lot of good food. I mean, they've got right now the all-you-can-eat riblets and all. I wanted a steak today, but the all-you-can-eat riblets.
Good in the neighborhood.
And the shrimp, but they've got the boneless wings. Okay, first of all, 2 things. A wing can't flap without a bone. So it's not a wing, it's a chicken nugget. And whenever any place says boneless wings instead of chicken fingers or nugget, it has way more breading. And I don't like that. Okay, I want less breading. Yeah. So but don't call it a boneless wing. Call it a glorified chicken nugget, which is worse than a chicken
Pretty
nugget.
Much.
Or it's worse than a chicken finger. So that's just my thoughts. I mean, I'm not wasting my time on that. So I got the steak, and it was really good. And Smash had a steak, and so, but yeah.
Let's do this.
Brock asked about you in church today. He's going to come on the show. I'm pretty sure he'll come on the show.
Maybe he can come on when we do Clemson and South Carolina specifically. We focus on
and we'll get a bunch of trash talk, and we'll get the most delusional fan of all time. Not delusional, but he's just so hopeful, and I'm like today he was like, yeah, you ready for the Gamecocks to get in the playoff? And I was like, you are crazy, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
look, there ain't many, and none of y'all have been Gamecock fans as long as I
Hey,
have.
man,
but
look.
I have
Hey,
no. I mean, Cheez It Bowl, baby.
I am
I'd be
ready
okay with
for
that.
I am all for, and I am ready for South Carolina to get in the playoff. The problem is when that happens, I'm going to wake up. So,
I would like to see us either get into the Gator or the Outback Bowl. You know, either one of those would be a huge win to get there. So, and a lot of reasons. The schedule's tough. The conference is good. And we'll talk about that next week.
Cheez It Bowl.
But Cheez It Bowl's good. That's the citrus. That's the citrus. That's what I want.
So
it used to be the old citrus, but anyways,
I like Cheez-Its.
Yeah. No. The Citrus Bowl is back. It was the Capital One Bowl. The Cheez It Bowl was like the Cheez It Bowl was something. Oh, it might be the Cheez It. Anyway,
the Cheez It is the Citrus Bowl now.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, we ain't getting back to that for a while.
I like the Cheez It.
Mm-hmm.
But I am more excited today. All right, and I'll tell you why. Because
interesting.
Now into the Big Ten and the SEC. I'll be more excited next week. And let me tell you why. Okay. We did the ACC and we did the Big 12, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in the past, since Texas won in 2025, which they're now an SEC team. So I don't know if the Big 12 wants to claim it or whatever, but they have been shut out of the national championship game going all the way back until 2000 when Oklahoma won it. Okay. That's the last Big 12, and they're an SEC team now too. So the last time a Big 12 team won the national championship, okay, without it being Texas or Oklahoma, who are SEC teams now. So, but the last time anyone other than them, do you know when that was? Who was it? Who was it first of all, and when it was?
Kansas State.
No, Kansas State's never won it.
I don't know, man, because really there's only two blue bloods that were from
1997, and they did not outright win it. Okay, it was a tie between Michigan and Nebraska, and then of course in 94 and 95 Nebraska won it. Okay,
Nebraska would have to be
yeah. So well, guess what? Nebraska is no longer in the Big 12. So you would have to go back. I'm trying to go because I didn't go back that far. I didn't expect this to pop into my mind, but holy smokes, man. I mean,
probably never. I don't think anybody.
Maybe never, man. I mean, three. Oklahoma, you know.
Because you got to think Oklahoma, in terms of a historical standpoint, Oklahoma, Texas, and Nebraska are technically blue bloods. Historically, they are. They've
okay, in 1949. In 1949. Texas A&M won. Texas A&M won the national championship. They're an SEC team now.
Okay,
before that, you have to go. TCU in 1938 won the national championship.
Oh,
that's the last team that's in the Big 12 now that won a national championship. So,
see that's what I'm saying. It's that conference has never really, and all the good teams have left it. The blue bloods that were in that conference are gone.
The ACC doesn't have. What do you got? You got Florida State. Miami and Clemson. So, but in the past, since Texas won in 2005, and Texas didn't win that, Vince Young won that. Okay, that was the greatest singular performance I have seen in any championship game that I've ever watched. Okay,
yeah.
Vince Young became Clark Kent went into the phone booth and came out because he played an NFL defense. He played 2 Heisman Trophy winners on the other team. The other side of the ball, I mean, Clay Matthews, Ray Maluga. I mean, that team was stacked, you know, and here's the thing, okay? His best offensive weapon, do you know, does anybody drop it in the chat if you know or whatever, but it'll be after the show, but his best offensive weapon other than Vince Young was Lima Swede. Come on, man. Who is that? Who is that guy? He was a 1.5-star player that, you know, happened to latch on to Vince Young. I mean, that was the greatest effort. I'll tell you what, against Oklahoma, in that semifinal, Stetson Bennett was fantastic. Just stepped up and had to do something they really don't expect their quarterbacks to do at Georgia. And so, but that still pales compared to what Vince did. Vince was just unbelievable. So, so anyway, so the last 18 championships since Texas won in 2005, 4 of them come from the Big Ten. Okay. You've got Ohio State twice. You got them in 14, and then they won it in 24. You've got Michigan and then Indiana. And of course, they've won the last 3. The SEC has won 17. Okay.
That makes
17.
Sense.
I'm sorry. Hold on. 11. I'm sorry, 11.
Yeah.
11 out of the last 18. And then the others
ACC
are Clemson won 2 and FSU won 1.
So
FSU won it in 2013.
So
So 3 ACC, 11 SEC. So the SEC has more than all the other conferences combined. Of course, the Big Ten does have the most, the 3 recent ones.
Right.
So I'm a little more excited about talking about this conference. So anyway, just to set that up, and I'll let you take it from there. But
Well, let's get in it. Let's get into it. We'll go me first.
So real quick,
so
how we're going to do it.
Well,
We're going to go.
That's what
We're going to go 4 through 18.
So I'm gonna go through. So I feel
And
like
then-
we all 3 have the same top 3.
Same top 3, as probably most people do.
Assume, and most people are gonna have it right. This is your something. So I'm gonna go 18 through 4,
Okay.
all the way down, and then like I said, we're each gonna give our 3, talk about it, then 2, talk about it, and 1, talk about it.
Yep. And we'll do all our threes. All
So,
our 2, and they probably won't be all the same.
Let me give you my 18 through
Okay.
10. Let me give you my
You're
18
up.
through 10, and I'm not gonna say much about them. My
Okay.
9 through 4, I'll say a little bit,
Same
but
here.
18 through 10, I'm not gonna say.
Well, let's all
much.
go 18 through 10 first then.
Purdue, 18, last. Rutgers, 17. And a lot of people have them higher, but Washington, 16. Minnesota, 15. 2 people have them higher. Iowa, 14, could finish higher. Maryland, 13. Northwestern, 12. Nebraska, 11. UCLA, 10. And then that's my
Okay.
18 through 10. I'm not going to say much about them because I just
All
don't.
right. I do want to
like to
ask you
change.
about one, okay? About why you have Washington so far back.
Yeah.
Didn't do well in the portal. Didn't
Okay.
replace some of their production. Just so it's what it's going to come down to, man. Is like there's other teams that did better in the portal that are going to finish higher to me. Like your 9 through 4,
Okay.
they're not good enough to beat the
get
main 3, but they did way more in the portal. They got more talent. They got better coaching. I don't trust Washington, and I haven't trusted Washington to maintain their consistency since DeBoer left.
I mean, I got them. Ace, you go ahead. Do your 10 through 18.
18 through 10. And then,
Well, yeah, 18 through 10. Go. We're going to count down, yeah.
but yeah,
All right. So,
go ahead, kid.
yeah, I mean, I made a little joke earlier, who's number 1, but no, I got Purdue at 18, Northwestern at 17, Maryland at 16, UCLA at 15, Michigan State at 14, Rutgers at 13, Minnesota at 12, Wisconsin at 11, and Iowa at 10. See, and I agree. I like Dad. I would ask, why did you not have Washington within the top 10? I don't think they have. It's been a long time since they finished outside the top 10 in this conference. So, which hey, I'm not doubting they won't. And let's be honest, if you're not ranked in the top 5, does it really matter? Does it really matter? I mean, I guess for bowls, but like, if you're not middle of the pack or winning it, does it really matter? But no, that's my 8 through 10. So here you go.
I think a lot of people on Washington are too high on Desmond Williams, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not really
No,
impressed.
I
by
get
him.
that. I can see that.
So that's
Yeah.
why I just don't really. I'm not impressed by Desmond Williams, and I don't think he was supposed to go to LSU, then he ended up going to Washington. I think part of that had to do with Kiffin had already found somebody, but just I'm not high on Washington, man. I mean, in this magazine and Athlon, they have them at 6. They have Washington at 6, but I'm not biting on that. Just not. I don't think that they did enough to they have no major transfers that to me are really top anything. Their schedule is kind of favorable, but it is what it is. But that's my 18 through 10. Go ahead, Chief.
Okay. So I'm going to do mine then. So I've got Purdue at 18, Wisconsin at 17, Rutgers. Now, those are 3 teams I do not think will make a bowl. I want to point that out. All right. I've got Michigan State 15, Maryland 14, Northwestern 13. Okay. I think those could make a bowl. Okay. Now, starting with 12, 11, 10. Now, everybody above this, everybody 12 and up, I think will make a bowl. Illinois, I've got at 12. Okay. And I'm just going to touch on that. Look, Bielema always comes in, hits a big whatever, and then he's the same thing as a Lane Kiffin or a Bobby Petrino or whatever. These guys have issues. Okay. They're not that they're bad coaches. Okay. But they're not great people. All right. And I mean, like Kiffin is crazy. Bielema is the fat kid nobody ever liked. All right. And then Bobby Petrino is a vagabond. So Illinois will slowly scoot down. I've got UCLA at 11 and Minnesota at 10. So I do have Washington in my top 9. Well, I say Minnesota, UCLA, and Illinois all make a bowl.
Let's go 9 through 4. So for me, 9th I got Michigan State. I think they had some good transfer portal additions. 8 I got Penn State. They lost James Franklin, but kind of a cupboard that went a little bare. They bounced back in terms of recruiting. I think they've got a coach that's going to work for them. I think they're still a threat. Not a threat to contend with, not a playoff threat, but they're a threat nonetheless in the conference, maybe to win a game or 2. They probably shouldn't. 7, I got Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's getting better. Last year they didn't do well against Alabama. We'll kind of see. And then, like I said, speaking of Wisconsin, they got Notre Dame to start the season. They're probably going to lose that one. But then you got Eastern Michigan at Penn State. I think they can win that one. They got Michigan State, UCLA. So they can go on a little bit of a run, gain some momentum before they have to play Southern Cal and, whatever. But they don't have to play Indiana. They don't have to play Oregon, and they don't have to play Ohio State. So Wisconsin has a pretty easy road. 6, I get Illinois. And one of the main reasons is I do think that Bielema does recruit well. He has good talent. And if you and for me, like I'm just gonna go flip back and like see some of the notes that I have, right? Illinois. Look, at Ohio State, tough, right? But outside of that, they don't have to play Indiana. Just cool. They play Oregon and Ohio State. Outside of that, though, every other game is winnable. But I got Illinois at 9-3 in the 6th place, and then it gets to my top 5, and that's where I have Michigan at 5. Bryce Underwood, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, in the 2nd year. Michigan 9-3. I also have Southern Cal at 9-3. So I that's think they have Illinois. A very
difficult schedule.
My 6, 5, and 4 are all 9-3. Illinois, Michigan, Southern Cal. And that's how I finished out. All of them 6-3 in the conference, 9-3 overall. All of them will make a really good bowl. And that's what I got. So Illinois is that fringe team that's right behind Michigan and Southern Cal to me, and then Wisconsin for sure. But I like Illinois' schedule, and I think Bielema gets a lot out of his players. He has good talent. They did well in the transfer portal. I think they were 3rd or 4th in the conference in transfer portal rankings, and they were like 5th in conference recruiting rankings. They finished in the top 30. So I'm going to say Illinois is a team that can finish up there. That's what I got.
All right. I don't even realize it's on mute. All right.
Yeah, so didn't realize he muted himself.
Sorry. Yeah, what I was saying was there's a reason Bielema has a new job every 5 or 6 years. Anyway, go ahead, Ace.
All right, so I got Nebraska at 9. I don't care to touch on that. I just do. Washington at 8. It's always dangerous. They always have NFL talent. So I mean, I don't think they've had a draft in the past few years,
DB
but they haven't
position.
had a guy.
That's about it.
They have talent. Anyways,
Washington's got a great DB every now and then. That's about it.
Anyways, I have USC at 7. Very explosive offense.
That low.
I like.
Whew.
I got then I have Michigan at 6. They've just fallen off, man. Not what they used to be, especially the past few years. I have Illinois at 5. I mean,
that's weird.
Their schedule's just so
That's weird.
easy.
That's weird.
What's weird?
Easy. I would put Michigan higher, but who's your 4?
So who's your 4?
Penn State. If there was no Ohio State, if there was no Oregon, Penn State would be doing a lot more in this conference. Okay, every year Penn State would be top 3 if it wasn't for them. Okay, so
they're good. That high. Who?
Penn State always has a good defense. Always in the nation's best. Always. I mean, they could. They're my team to crash this conference if somebody does. Okay, they're my 4th. That's why I do that. They have the most legit shot to crash the top 3. And that would likely be. We haven't revealed the top 3 yet.
It kind of blows my mind. But never would have thought anybody would have Penn State in the top 5. But hey, that's what it is. I think Michigan and Southern Cal are light years beyond Penn State right now, and anybody else in the conference outside of Illinois and outside of Oregon and Indiana and Ohio State. But okay,
light years is a stretch.
Light years is not a stretch. Michigan and Southern Cal are way ahead of Penn State.
All right, buddy.
Way ahead of Penn State.
All right, buddy.
You're way ahead of them.
Just listen to y'all go at it. I love it.
Ace, I'm telling you, it's not. Right, it's not close. Like
if Michigan didn't have Bryce Underwood, they wouldn't be in the top 10. They wouldn't be in my top 10.
If Penn State didn't have all their players, they wouldn't be anything. I mean, what is that? What's that point? What's that prove, Ace? What's that prove? We can play the what if game all you want. The point is Michigan does have Bryce Underwood. The point is Southern Cal does have Lincoln Riley and tons of playmakers. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. So
Ace
I mean, we'll see.
There's some reasoning there. I like it. I actually got Penn State a little higher too. So I have number 9. I've got Nebraska. Okay. Number 8, I got Washington. So I do have them up there. I've got Penn State 7. Number 6, I've got Iowa, and this is why Iowa could figure in anywhere. They're not in that top 5, and you hear, of course, the top 5, but they're just not there. But Iowa has the best offensive line in the league. Okay. They've got 3 guys that are all Big Ten, like 2 on the first team, 1 on the second team. Those guys are earth movers. Okay. So
the only team in the conference that doesn't have a new coaching staff.
They also have a top 5 coaching staff. Okay. Kirk Ferentz is a high quality coach. All right. The guy probably needs to make some adjustments. Like Dabo needing to make adjustments in the the game changes. Okay. So Dabo has gone into the portal finally. Kirk Ferentz needs to update a few things. He just wants to play that old school, smart offense, tough defense.
Kirk Ferentz is consistent. He's a consistent 9 wins every year, and that's it. That's all he's got. Consistent 9 wins every year. And
okay,
so I'll give you that.
So that puts them somewhere around 5, 6, or 7. So
yeah.
Number 5
every year.
I have the Trojans, USC. The best decision that Lincoln Riley has made, okay, in his whole time, all right, being there, is he just hired Gary Patterson as his DC. Okay. Gary Patterson did a ton at TCU, built them up. He is known for having good, tough defenses that can play all areas of the field.
Yes.
It is hard to defend all the field. He finds a way to defend the whole field. So Southern Cal, look at their schedule. Here's the reason that I have them 5, okay? because they have to play at Indiana, at Wisconsin, at Penn State. They also have Oregon, Ohio State. Now, they have them at home, but that is a tough schedule. All right. And Michigan, same thing. Michigan has, wait till you hear this. I have Michigan at 4. Now, Michigan has the best running back in Jordan Marshall. That's the best running back in the Big Ten. Okay. John Henry Daly is the best overall defensive player in the Big Ten. All right. That guy is a pressure beast. And he reminds me a lot of guys like Max Crosby. Okay. Because not only can they pressure the quarterback, but they can hold up and make tackles against the run. So, they've got Oklahoma. Now, that's going to be a very interesting game. I think that's week 2. Then they've got Indiana. Then they've got to go to Oregon, to Ohio State, and then Michigan is still a rivalry. I'm sorry, Michigan State's still a rivalry, and they're not a chump. Now, here's the thing, though. Kyle Whittingham, and we're going to cover our top coaches. And that dude, in my mind right now, is number 3 in the conference. Okay, he is the 3rd best coach in the conference. Dude is the real deal. So that's my 9 through 4.
I'll guarantee you, me and you have the same top 4 coaches. Guarantee you, it's the same order. We have the same order. Because I know who number 1 is for you and me, and I think I know who number 2 is for you. So
yeah, and a lot of people are going to be upset, but there's some reasoning there. But anyway, so that's what I got. I got Michigan. I don't think Michigan and Southern Cal can crack through the top 3, but we'll see what it looks like in a couple of years because, Lincoln Riley is a good coach, good offensive mind. And I'll tell you one more thing about Southern Cal, and this has been their problem and it's Lincoln Riley's problem. It's Garrett Riley's problem. They are soft. Okay. They are soft. They would be like Shane Beamer when they played Illinois in that bowl and Bielema was bumping his gums even though he was playing, a P-word kind of game. Okay. They were standing behind people. Okay. A real defensive coach like me, I would have been tearing through people and Bielema's fat ass would have got kicked. Okay. Period. Lincoln Riley doesn't want a piece of nobody for nothing. Okay. No, if my daughter said, "Hey, I'm dating Lincoln Riley," dump him. If some guy comes up to rob y'all or to nab you, he's going to say, "Do what you want to the girl, but leave me alone." Okay. All right. That's the opposite of what a real man is. And so these guys are they're out. Okay?
I guess it makes sense.
Now he hires Gary Patterson. Gary Patterson has a tough guy attitude, a mentality, an edge to him. So I think USC next couple of years, watch out, man. They've lacked the defense and they've lacked the toughness. And I'm not just talking about toughness. I'm talking about overall toughness. That's been their problem.
Yeah.
So teams take on the personality of their coaches a lot of times.
Okay.
So, all right. Let's do our 3. Ace, you go first. Who is your third place team?
Oh, hold on. All right, so I got Oregon at 3.
Okay.
This just makes the most sense. I'm Dan Lanning. I like him as a head coach. I like Dante Moore. That one of the best, transfer portals in the nation. They have ample amounts of freshmen coming in. That I think.
Okay. Drew, you're 3.
Did Ace freeze?
Aggressive in his play calls, and
there is. Okay, go ahead.
He did. He did freeze. He cut out.
He's back. He's back.
He cut out.
I like Lanning's aggressive coaching style. It's high risk, high reward, man. He's that guy. 2 minutes left in the game. They're down, and instead of punting. And it's 4th and 3, he's going to go for it, almost guaranteed. You don't win big without big risks, and Oregon is going to have to make some big risks if they want to if they want to get to that conference championship this year. So, I can highlight some of their guys. I like their edge. I like the Mateo kid. That elite pass rusher. I think he's projected to be a first round pick right now. So much talent to go around. Nobody. There's a reason we're separating these three with everybody else because
this is
the big three in this conference matter so much because if any Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana could go and win the conference, but they would be in the top 5 of any conference, top 3 in any conference. So that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, there's more I could talk about, but I mean,
I want to piggyback
overall is what they are
on that, Ace, because we do all have the same top 3, just in different order. All 3 of these teams could win the national championship. Okay.
Seriously, yeah.
All 3 of those teams potentially can win. And I'll tell you something else too. Ohio State and Michigan could make the playoffs. The Big Ten could get 4 teams in there, easy. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they will have 3. I think they could have 4. So, Drew, who's your third?
See, well, hold on. I was just going to say Oregon has every. No. I was just going to say Oregon has everything they need to compete for a Big Ten title. You have the quarterback, you have the coaching staff, you have the talent, you have the playmakers around them. They have everything. Just can they execute and can they outperform Indiana and Ohio State is the question. But that's one of the 3 in my eyes.
Okay.
I have the same question.
Right.
Good job. Drew, who you got?
Well, it's not bad. So, look, I have Oregon third, and I have to place an order, but I'm gonna Chief hit the nail on the head. Man, this team can win it all. They really can. Let me just take you through some.
And look, putting them third is not an insult. Okay, no. Not at all.
Let me take you through some names real quick. Okay. One, they have the best quarterback in the country. I think Dante Moore is the best quarterback in the country. I think Julian Salan is second. I think this conference has the 2 best quarterbacks in the country. I think they do.
No, I get it.
All right. So I'm going to say Dante Moore, to me, is the biggest playmaker. If he's not the best quarterback, he's the best playmaking quarterback in the country. The dude makes plays with his feet.
He will be an NFL quarterback.
So let's go. I would have been okay if the Raiders
that playoff game last year that they won and then they lost, right? Ohio State.
Yeah.
I watched that playoff game and I thought, man, if the Raiders ended up with him, I would be 100% okay.
Now he was supposed to go, but he pulled back because he's like, you know what, I can have a chance.
And he would have been.
But
he would have been a top 3 pick.
Let's go to this, right? DeCorian Moore and Jeremiah McClellan, 2 of the best receivers in the country. Mm-hmm. All right, both of them are sophomores, which is insane. They're sophomores. You'd think that they would be seniors by the way that they conduct themselves and how they play. Anyways, the thing that Oregon's going to hurt on, right? They lost some offensive linemen, but I think that they're totally fine with that because they just recruited like 4 or 5-star offensive linemen to come in anyways, and they got portal linemen. They're going to replace that line, okay? If you think Dan Lanning is going to run Dante Moore out there without an offensive line, you're crazy. Next, here's the big thing about Oregon. Everybody talks about their offense, but this might be one of the best defenses in the country. And let me tell you why.
I agree.
Let's look at their front 7. Senior. And every single one of them are first or second team all conference. Literally, every single one of them are preseason first or second team all conference. The whole defensive line and all the linebacker core is all first or second team all conference. This is going to be a really good defense, man. And then not to mention, they also have 2 of the best tandem. They have a great tandem in corners. All right. I mean, really good. Finney and Obegwu. I looked at some film on them, and yeah, they're going to be good. So this team is complete, and Dan Lanning is 48-8 in 4 years as a head coach. That means that he doesn't lose very much. This is a team I have going 11-1. Let's look at their schedule real quick, and then we'll move on.
That's the problem.
The schedule is at Southern Cal. They can win that, right? At Ohio State, I think that's the only game they lose. I think they beat Michigan, and they don't have to play Indiana.
They don't play Indiana.
Good for them. That's good for them. They lose to Ohio State, all right, because it's at the Shoe, and they go 11-1. That's my third team. This team is complete on paper. On paper, this actually you could make an argument this is a better team than Indiana or Ohio State. You could on paper.
you listed them third, but what you and Ace both said would indicate that they're number one. So
no. And
I
I'm
mean,
gonna get
that
to
just
2 and
tells
1,
you
and I'm
what
gonna
the
tell
other.
you why.
No, I know. That's my point.
I know.
Is
Yeah.
that there are still these other teams in their conference
Yes.
that make it different. This is like an SEC conference now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some depth. So,
go ahead,
my
Keith.
number 3 is Ohio State.
Wow.
So, and I'm gonna do the same thing you guys did. I'm gonna talk them up like they're number 1. Ohio State, Julian Sayin. All right, I think he's the best. I think he's the best quarterback. Okay. I think him and Moore are right there.
Yeah, I agree too.
But think about this though. Last year, so you had Mendoza, Sayin, and Moore all in the same conference. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Those guys are all going to be NFL starters.
Yes.
So also Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry, as good as Ohio State's receivers are, Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry Jr. are that's the best wide receiver combo in the country. Okay. With saying they have I think the
Ennis
best
is better
offense.
than Henry.
Well, I think that they have, but I'm saying as a combination though, okay? Smith and Henry as a combination. That's like Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, man. So, although you had both of them at the end of their career together, but so the best offense in the Big Ten is Ohio State. Okay, no doubt. They're solid everywhere. The only losses that they had last year was to Miami and Indiana. Now, who played for the national championship?
Miami and Indiana.
Miami and Indiana. So, Earl Little, here's the thing, though. On defense, okay, Earl Little is their only first or second team defensive player. I think out of these 3 teams, I think their defense honestly probably comes in somewhere around 7 or 8 in the conference. Yep. That's why I have them at 3. And also, one more thing, they've got to play at Texas. That's going to be wild. Sayin against Manning. That's going to. I love that game. That's going to be a great game. Okay. Last year was a great game, very close game. Texas would have won if Manning had played a little better. I think he rectifies that this year. It's still going to be an interesting game. They got to go to USC, so they're at USC and they're at Texas. Okay. And then they've got Oregon, Michigan, and Indiana. They've got the roughest schedule. Okay, they got the roughest schedule. Indiana and Oregon don't play each other, so they only get 1 out of those 3. So because of that, I'm picking Ohio State to finish 3rd out of the conference championship game.
Okay.
So. Ace, you want to do your 2?
Right, number 2, Ace.
And 2's really hard. And I go back and constantly think about who should be here.
This is the biggest wrestle that I've had of who would be number 1 in the conference.
Me too. And I don't think any of us can be mad at each other for either putting Indiana or Ohio State here. And just because
I said you guys
so
picked your
hard.
3rd and you talked to them like they were 1. I did the same thing.
And I just think Indiana and Ohio State will do more than Oregon in the long run to actually get there. I think one of those 2 teams are almost for sure going to play for the championship. That's why Oregon's that team on the edge. It's like, can they? So just because of the competition in front of them. But I mean, I gotta say Indiana. I do believe in Cignetti. I believe in Cignetti. I really do. As you see in just 2 years, look what he did. I think losing Mendoza
27-2 in 2 seasons at Indy.
Josh Hoover, we don't know how he's going to play in this conference exactly. We don't know. We've seen Dante Moore. We have seen Julian Sayin. We haven't seen Hoover play at this level of comp. Okay, who knows what can happen? Now, we know Cignetti's the master of transfer portal.
Yep. He's cut out again.
Ace, what are you doing, man?
I think his Wi-Fi. I think it's just in that room.
He just wins. He just wins, right?
Duh.
So, but I mean, look. Overall, I mean, I'm going through and I'm looking at their starters and stuff. I mean, they still have Becker,
Charlie Becker.
I like Hoover. I've seen some film on him. I won't put him in the top 3 quarterbacks in this conference yet because I've actually seen 3 quarterbacks in this conference go out and do something. So, I'm not going to take a risk like I did, last week with the ACC. But I mean, they have the receivers, like quarterback. They have plenty of great running back depth. Just all around, I think this team can really go out and do something. And having Cignetti as your coach automatically guarantees you a top 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't. I don't know how, because Ohio State's so established in this conference. They just every year they're that 1 or 2. Every year they're that 1 or 2. Like it's no doubt it's Ohio State's got to be there, and that's why I'm going to give them the edge.
Not finish 1 or 2.
I'm gonna give them
every
the edge
time, man. Okay.
So that's why Indiana is at my number 2, and obviously they are a big time college playoff threat again. No, they got to be preseason top 10. That where you can't have them there. I mean, I literally have Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State all in my top 10 for preseason rankings among all college football.
They're all in the top 5 almost every publication.
I made some. So let me give y'all my number 2.
Good.
Let me give you my number 2. Okay. And I did. I went through and picked all the games in the Big Ten. I went through and did a picked all the games. Yeah. I've already sent Chief my Big Ten, right? He's already seen it. Mm-hmm. And I only decided sometimes you can make changes, especially before the season starts. And so I'm reading through here, and it hit me last night. It was last night when I was looking through this, and I was reading, and I was doing some thinking, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to change up my 1 and 2. I had a set 1 for about the last week, and now I'm going to change it up. My number 2 is Ohio State. My number 2 is Ohio State, and here's why. They have to play Oregon, and this is the big thing, okay? Neither Oregon nor Ohio State plays Indiana. Indiana doesn't have to play either of them this year, okay?
Yeah, that helps.
That is a huge win for Indiana. Now, Ohio State and Oregon have to play each other, but Ohio State also has to play Michigan, right? They also have to play at Iowa, which is going to be a tough one. Oh, never mind, they do play Indiana.
They play Ohio State and Indiana do play, yeah.
But here's the thing. Indiana is at home. Ohio State has to go to Indiana this year, it's going to be a little tough for them, right? Not much of a home field advantage because Indiana's crowd and stadium it's not one of those terrifying environments. But I was sitting here looking at it, right? I'm going to go Ohio State 2. 1, I like Julian saying. Bo Jackson is their running back, which is Lamar Jackson. They named everyone, but they gave the nickname Bo because of what he did in high school as a running back. Mm-hmm. Jeremiah Smith's the best receiver in the country. Okay, Jeremiah Smith's the best receiver in the country.
Yes, he
is.
And
I know a lot of people will say Ryan Williams, and Ryan Williams hasn't done shit. Okay, he didn't do anything last year. He has not earned that one spot. Okay, so I'm going to go Jeremiah Smith. Ohio State's defense, like Chief said, is going to be what's going to hurt them because they lost a lot and they haven't really replaced the production. Okay. And so I got Ohio State second. Like I said, they can easily win the national championship. All right. But I think that their schedule is a little too hard. They've got to play 3 or 4 of the top 6 teams in the conference. That's going to end up being. So for me, that's tough in itself. If they lose 1 or 2 games,
they play everybody.
If they lose two, it's going to be hard because I think Indiana has a chance to run the table if they can beat Ohio State at home. They don't have to worry about Oregon. All right. Their schedule is a little more favorable. So I went Ohio State 2. I had Ohio State 1 undefeated, but now I'm going to change it up. Ohio State second in the conference. They're going to go 11-1. They'll probably lose 1 game. Mm-hmm. I think it's the Indiana.
Okay. So listen, I had Ohio State 3. You guys kind of gave me that look, but I think jumbling these up. But the reason I did is because look at this. So if I go, and I'll tell you, I had Ohio State 3. All right. My number 2 is Oregon, which means I have Indiana as 1. So, spoiler alert, so I have Oregon. So, but Ohio State, listen to this. So, Indiana is the number 1 from my perspective. I picked them as number 1. Ohio State plays them. Oregon is number 2. Ohio State plays them. Michigan is number 4. Ohio State plays them. USC is number 5. Ohio State plays them. They have to play all 4 of those, and they got to play Texas. Ohio State could legitimately end up with 3 losses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could, yes. They
could. I mean, because they could lose to Indiana.
What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
Yeah, but they could lose to Indiana. They could lose to Oregon. All right. They could also lose to Texas. They could lose to Michigan. They could lose to USC. They don't play good. They could lose those games. So they could lose 4 games. I don't think they'll lose 5, but I don't think they'll lose 4, but they could easily lose 3 games. So that's why I had them 3rd. I got Oregon 2. This is why. Dante Moore, like Drew said, I put Sayin a little ahead of Moore, but I think overall, and Ohio State's offense is a little better. Oregon's defense
is going to be
Oregon, number 1, they're going to have, in my opinion, they're going to have the 2nd best defense in the conference. Okay. But they are the most balanced. Okay. They have a top 3 offense, a top 3 defense. All right. Indiana doesn't have doesn't have both of those in the top 10. Neither does Ohio State. Okay. They're the most balanced. In my opinion, they have the 2nd best defense and the 2nd best offense. All right. So their schedule at USC, at Ohio State, 2 road games, very tough road games, but that's it. Okay. Yep. Worst case scenario, they're 10-2. They're not losing all these other teams they play.
No.
I mean, just to run through it real quick. Boise State win, Oklahoma State, easy win. Portland State, whatever. They got at USC, the UCLA, Nebraska, at Illinois. They're going to smoke all those teams. Northwestern win. Michigan's going to be a little more of a challenge. They have them at home, but I think they beat them. I think they got way too much for Michigan. And then Michigan State and Washington, they have 2 games. If they split them, they're 11-1. They're in the playoffs. Boom. Okay. So I just think so. That's why I have them 2. All right. Also, Dan Lanning is a fantastic coach. All right. I think he's kind of fed up with these. Hey, we have these great regular seasons, and what's happening to us in the playoffs. When they beat Ohio State, okay, and then they lost to Ohio State in the playoff, I think that hurt him a little bit. So I think he's focused and motivated. So that matters too. So I've got Oregon 2. So I've got Ohio State 3, Oregon 2. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and go into my one real quick, and we'll go in order. Okay. And I got Indiana. And the reason why is I think Curt Cignetti, listen, this is why. Google me. I win. Google me. Okay. That is badass. A guy comes out and they're like, whatever. And he says, Google me. I win. And then what happens the next 2 years? Okay. I mean, what do you want to say, man? Indiana. And here's, talked about this the other night. Okay. Like they spent a lot of money. Mark Cuban wrote them a big check for NIL. Football got a lot of that. The defense may even be better than last year. They got a lot of portal guys, but Cignetti's culture, he's not going to let his culture and his team chemistry wane. Okay. He will nip that off. All right. The biggest thing is they lost a lot on offense. They lost Mendoza. That was a big deal. They lost. I mean, they still have some pieces, and that offense will be good.
Mark Cooper,
but they still have the best defense. But check this out. So you have Indiana, who's probably the worst college football team in history if you take away the last 2 years. Okay. The best college football team in history is Alabama. So those 2 teams meet this past year, and they just curb stomped Alabama. They shower prison raped Alabama. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Alabama were collectively sitting in their showers crying with the water running on them. It was that bad. That was an absolute. It was tough to watch that game with Tom. Okay.
And it's because
he's like, what's going on? I said, there's better, Tom. I mean, they're just better.
It's not that. Hey, Tom, problem. Your coach is a pussy and Curt Cignetti's not. That's the problem.
I think it's part of it. But yeah, so I got Indiana number 1. Yeah. And I do want to qualify by saying any of those 3 teams can win it. And I predict that Indiana, Oregon, and Ohio State, even if Ohio State does go 9-3, but I think they're going to be 10-2. But if they go 9-3, I think they still get in because legit schedule.
Well, because I have the same one as Chief. I'll talk about Indiana, and there's a couple of reasons. Chief hit on some. I'm looking at this defense, and it's the same one as last year.
Yeah.
Literally. It's the same defense. And that defense was absolutely immaculate. I mean, they were on it. I mean, them dudes, I don't think they were ever out of place for one play. They never blew a freaking coverage. Like everybody did their assignment. They were
least
exactly
mental
where they
mistakes
needed
I've
to
ever
be.
seen on a team.
Literally the most disciplined defense I think I've seen in a long time, and they just got after it. And it's the same one, okay? But let's go to the offense, okay? Because this is the question mark, and this is what a lot of people are going to point to. They say Mendoza. You lost Omar Cooper. But you got Charlie Becker back. You got Nick Marsh, the transfer from Michigan State, who was a 5-star wide receiver, really talent-wise out of high school, transferred in from Michigan State. And then you got Josh Hoover. I think look, Josh Hoover came from TCU. A lot of people are very weird about him, but I'm telling you, go back before Mendoza had this last year at Indiana. When Mendoza was at California and he decided to transfer to Indiana, how many people were like, man, this guy, Indiana's going to be good. They got Mendoza. You know what they were saying? I don't know. I don't think Mendoza's that good. I don't know if he can work out here. He was barely a starter at Cal. He could barely and Cignetti turned him into freaking one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. I think he does the same thing with Josh Hoover. I think Josh Hoover's very talented. I think he's very similar to Mendoza, and that scheme that they run.
He's not as big and physical as Mendoza.
It don't matter.
One of the differences.
Cignetti will make him there. And look, all right,
Don't matter.
win. Google me. All right,
Google me.
This is the best coach in college football. Not even close. There's not even you can't even make an argument, okay? You take Ryan Day or Kalen DeBoer or even Kirby Smart, anybody, right? Freaking Jim Harbaugh, put them at Indiana. They do not do what Curt Cignetti does. They don't.
Right.
They cannot build it up that fast. What he did was insane.
You know, even if he didn't win the national championship, you could say that he's the best coach, and some people will be like, "Well, it doesn't qualify you if you don't win the national championship." Or
let me.
Well, he's done that, so and it was going to happen.
Let me run through this schedule real quick, and then we'll pass it off to Aces number 1. North Texas,
win
7-touchdown win. Howard, 9-touchdown win. Western Kentucky, 8-touchdown win. Northwestern, Rutgers,
Laffer.
Nebraska. Oh, Laffer. Okay. Instead of 8 touchdowns, it's 4.
5. Yeah.
Ohio State at home. There's your challenge. But you're at home.
Yeah.
You have a better defense. You have a better team. At Michigan. Okay, you're going to the big house. Michigan doesn't have the depth you have. Now, outside of those two, look, Minnesota, Southern Cal, Washington, and Purdue. Dub. This is a 12-0 team.
Yeah.
It's a 12-0 team.
11-1 at worst.
At worst. And I still think that wins the conference.
Yeah.
Because of Ohio State, they have too many roadblocks, and Oregon has too many.
And it gets them in the playoff.
And that's all you need. Mm-hmm. Indiana won. Me and Chief agree. I know what Ace is going to go with.
3 playoff teams for sure in the Big Ten.
All 3 playoff teams for sure. They all get in the playoff. Yeah. But Indiana wins the conference in the regular season. They probably win the Big Ten. It's them and Oregon. Probably, or them. Yes, them and Oregon in
a process of elimination.
Ohio State, one of them.
We know Aces won, but go ahead and tell us, Ace. Break it down.
All right, so obviously I got Purdue number 1. No, I got Ohio State. Pretty obvious. So I have my reasons.
Purdue 18.
As hard as it is to not put Indiana number 1, I have reasons why I'm putting Ohio State number 1. First thing is experience within the conference. Ryan Day has that. I'm not saying Cignetti got lucky. I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance of winning. What I'm saying is Ryan Day, when it comes to this conference, is the king. Okay, as of right now, he just is. Okay, he's been in this conference. He does his thing. He's a national champion coach.
Yeah, hey, he's been in this conference for 14 years and has won 1 natty. Curt Cignetti's been in it 2 years and has won a natty.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, but get in the way. It's not fair to compare. 5 years of college football to 10, but whatever. But he added
he added
Arthur Smith.
Don't let him bother you.
They are good picks.
No. He's added Arthur Smith as offensive coordinator. I mean, we know, as an NFL veteran coach. I really like his offensive style. Once again, we're just gonna have here's the thing. almost every dominant offense runs a spread now, but Ohio State is technically a spread option, which I like even more. And there's no doubt Ohio State has the best receiving room in the conference. I mean, we can go through, we got Jeremiah Smith, we got Brandon Ennis, we got Chris Henry.
Offense.
We got
no doubt
2 gold star transfers. I call them gold stars because, man, these dudes are good. Kyle Parker and Devin McCoon. Those guys alone would be number ones at most, big time schools. Okay. And they're backups now. And they went here because they believe in Ryan Day. They believe in the offense system. And I do too. And by the way, I'm not even close to being an Ohio State fan. I could care less to see them win. This is just what I think will happen. Julian's saying that is the best quarterback in this conference, in my opinion. Oh, sorry. He's my number 2. Still think Dante Moore's better, but with what he has, got Bo Jackson at his running back. Not the actual Bo Jackson, but I've seen that kid. I think he's really good. My biggest issue was where are they looking with the O-line? Because again, they lost 2 guys due to injury that are getting fixed up right now. So I'm looking at their starting offense and yeah, they have guys named, but I don't think some of these guys are still going to be there. But when we transition to their defense, I really like it, man. I love Peyton Pierce. I think that is a great successor for what's his name that graduated. I think this guy at middle linebacker is as complete as you can be to play in today's era. And again, we know how much experience matters in a conference like this. Right now they only have 1 underclassman named as a starter. Everybody else is a junior or senior. That matters a lot in my eyes. So, and that dude's a sophomore. He's a corner, and we know how young corners play all the time, especially.
I don't disagree with you at all. Ohio State is
dangerous. But again, this will be the first year adding Arthur Smith. I think this new system, this spread option can really dominate. And look, I took the schedule into consideration. Overall, yes, and Indiana makes sense as the number 1 due to schedule because they are more likely to get in than Ohio State by probabilities of difficulty of schedule. But again, like I said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think playing the hard teams prepares you for in the future. As someone who has played ball, who has played hard teams, when you play hard teams again, you're just more ready for it. You're more prepared. Okay. I think that matters so much. And yeah, cool. No matter what, in most conferences, college football, you are going to have 3 to 4 games that are going to be trash games. Okay. That you're basically going to sweep this team. You're going to get your 3rd string guys in there. They're going to go out. They're going to have a game. Okay. We have those. But yeah, I know. I've looked at Ohio State schedule. It's rough. It's hard. And my way of looking at it is if we swap schedules with Ohio State and Indiana, I think Indiana has a harder time beating those teams than Ohio State does. That's just where I'm looking at it from my angle. And truthfully, I can see why Indiana's the number 1. But for me, got to be Ohio State in this conference. And hey, losing Mendoza matters. Hoover is unproven. So
look,
let's see how that works.
Chief, I have no problem with Ace giving his reasoning about why he has Ohio State 1. Mm-hmm. But I got to call him out when he says that this conference is run by Ryan Day and he owns it. He doesn't. That's very evident. I agree with
that. I think
he doesn't own the conference. You have a coach that look. Let me give you an analogy, okay? You have 2 coaches, and one coach gets hired by this. One coach gets hired by this place, and he goes in, and they've got the nicest athletic facilities, and the dude who hires him just says, "Look at all these great players, and you're inheriting a monster. We've already won a couple national championships. Here's the keys to the Ferrari. Don't wreck it." That's Ryan Day with Ohio State. Okay.
Mhm.
They gave him the keys to the Lamborghini or Ferrari or whatever with everything souped up. They already had it all planned out. Okay. And he's maintained, but he has underachieved as a head coach. And then the other coach gets taken to this place where all they have is a football field that's made of dirt and a freaking tire that they can throw around. And they're like, hey, we don't have any players really here that are worth a crap. Let's see what you can do here. It's probably going to take you a while. And that's Cignetti. And he took over Indiana, a program that has never won historically. And in 2 years, he's 27-2 with a national championship undefeated season. So look, I have to give you pushback when you say Ryan Day owns it. He doesn't. This is Kirk Cignetti's conference. It is. Look, he is the greatest coach in college football, and he owns it now.
So
that's little.
That's logic.
I mean, I get what you're saying, Ace.
The first year was,
but
did a lot, but okay. Look, I get what you're saying. Okay, I really do. I get it.
Indiana was 3-9 the year before.
3-9, 1-8. Look, not just that. 4-8 before that, 2-10 before that.
Like I say, I agree. Cignetti is the best coach in college football. All right, but I'm sorry, it takes more than that. It just does.
It takes more than a national
It takes a little more than that.
Okay.
So let me talk, man. Y'all keep cutting me off, man. Keep cutting me off. Look. Ryan Day has just been in this conference. He's done it. And look, with modern day football, with NIL and transfer portal, there is no, like, there used to be consequences for transferring. Okay, now there's no consequences. All right, no, Indiana wouldn't have been Indiana in 2025 to 2015. Cignetti, it would have taken him a lot longer, a lot harder. And hey, I'm not saying that to stick him as a coach, because hey, he's taking advantage of the system and he's finally, it's great to see a coach come in and take the parameters and bend them to his will and win. I get that. But man, what you said about Ryan Day, hey, you gave him the keys to that Ferrari, don't mess it up. Well, he really hasn't. Okay, he really hasn't. And also, let's look how good Michigan has been. That's been their only really true competition in this conference for so long. The Michigan wins were. Hey, while Michigan was cheating, that's facts. I don't care what anybody says. Michigan was cheating.
Ryan Day.
I love
Ryan
Day
really
coach,
run the conference when Michigan owns him?
They don't own that. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. See, this is where I'll stick every single Michigan fan, every single one of them. All right, because I have a couple buddies who are Michigan fans. No. Hey, Michigan cheated. They were cheating.
This year was the first year, right? In a while. It'd been like 5 or 6 years before that, wasn't it? Cheating?
Yes.
Michigan had that little run.
Yes. And guess what they are now? Not top 3.
Listen.
So Ryan Day has just kept it so consistent. That's hard to do. Okay, that's so hard to do. Okay. And you know what? I think he's got the quarterback. I think he's got the receiving core. He's got the defense. He's got it all, man. He's got it all. He's got the experience to it. He's got the coaching staff. Yeah, I think he can handle
in the country.
It's hard to say they don't. I mean, especially receiving core. You don't realize that matters. So when you have not 1, 2, but 3, 4, 5 options to go to, that can get that ball and do something with it.
Look,
that matters,
I'm not trying to argue your point of Ohio State. Like I've said, I think Ohio State can win the conference.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like how you were like, yeah, Ryan Day runs the. It's his. No, it's not. It's not his. That's all I gotta say. It's not his conference. I
think he is right up there in the conference. Yeah, Cignetti.
The Big Ten runs through Indiana now.
He's up there.
All right.
Okay. But man, this guy's been in this conference for so long. He's doing it.
I know. Okay? And he has as many national championships as Cignetti.
Okay, so Ace. All right, I'll let you go on. You did your thing. So I just want to touch on what you both said. Okay, so yeah. I'm going to talk about Indiana's history. We don't have to talk about Ohio State's history. National championships.
We know that they're one of the greatest ever.
All this stuff or whatever. Yeah. I mean, they are top 5 college football program of all time. Okay. Yeah. So basically, yeah, here, Ryan Day, and he came in for Urban Meyer, who
had built him up.
Who built him up, won a national championship. A few years later, he leaves for health reasons again. And usually when he leaves a place, it's because something's wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Either that or his health, one or the other. But and Ryan Day did fix that. Ryan Day did, and he's not. He is the most established coach there. Although that may change. But let's think about this. So Cignetti comes in, and do you know how many bowls before Cignetti got there? How many bowls?
One.
Indiana had won. 3.
Okay? Oh, I thought you talking about by a few, but yeah.
They have won 3 bowls. He won 2 in 1 year.
You don't. It's the modern day college football. Okay? I'm not saying what he did. That's the most impressive thing ever. But it's easier today than it was 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Whenever all this started.
It's easier to win bowls, but it's not easier to be top. Okay, it's not easier to get there. All right. He took over a program. Listen, I mean, he comes in his first year 11-2. Okay. So then before that, 3-9, 4-8, 2-10, 6-2, 8-5, 5-7, 5-7, 6-7. You have to go back.
See, you're explaining things I already know. My point being,
I'm just illustrating.
Ryan Day's been in this conference. He's still going to this conference when it was a lot harder.
Only once in their entire history.
That's my point.
And that goes back to 1887. Okay. Only once in their history had they won more than 8 games. Okay. And that was in 1945 when the coach was Bo McMillan. Twice. I'm sorry. In 45, they were 9-0-1. And in 67,
Julian Sayin throws like 5 touchdowns against them and beats Indiana by 3 touchdowns.
Okay, hold on.
Now,
Kurt Cignetti, we'll see what
he's the best in his first year. But man, it takes more than that to consistently win natties.
Let me give you one last point. One thing real quick. If you swap their roles and you put Cignetti on Ohio State for the last 10 years and you put Ryan Day on Indiana, Indiana would still be down there, and Cignetti would have won 5 or 6 championships compared to Ryan Day's 1. With all that
I think that's fair. And look at this. Okay, so
Cignetti would have beaten Saban head to head if he had Ohio State resources. I think he would have. Towards the end, yes.
All right, so yeah, Ryan Day has won a lot. He's won that conference a lot. He's lost to Michigan when he shouldn't have too many times. Okay, so but yeah,
he's also choked in the playoffs a lot.
And here's the next thing too. Okay, Indiana probably is not going away because they don't have oil money like the Texas and Oklahoma and those teams for NIL.
They got Mark Cuban.
They got the next best thing. Yeah, they got a deep pocket that they could just pull
Mark
out.
Cuban.
Okay, what we need is we need Elon Musk. We need to give him some honorary degrees from South Carolina or something.
Yeah, I know,
so that we can get him to stroke out a check or whatever. That's what we need because it is clear that matters nowadays. Because if you got a kid,
it does
that makes $2 million, and someone says, "I'll give you 5." If I'm that kid, I don't even care what the situation. I'm going to the 5. Okay. I don't agree with the paying the kids and how out of hand. But if I were there, I cannot blame one of the kids. And if I were there, I would in a second jump ship. I mean, I love the Gamecocks, and if they said, "Man, we'll give you $2 million to play here," all right, cool. And then here comes Clemson. We got $12 million, baby. All right, I ain't gonna say that I'm gonna help us win all the time, but I'm gonna take the money. So,
anyways, well. We are, hey, Chief, we are.
We're way over.
We're way over right now. So I know we wanted to give coaches rankings. Maybe we can save that for playoff special or something and just go over all the thing. But I think we covered the Big Ten very well. Like I said, we went with all of our predictions. We put it out there. Me and Chief, very similar. And we had the same number one. Right. Yes,
all of us could easily be right.
All 3, I think, will make the playoff. Yeah, that's just what I believe.
Honestly, with these teams, we're splitting hairs. We all gave our reasons, but we could all end up being wrong. We could all end up being right. So
we could all be wrong, and Michigan could somehow win the conference. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. They ain't climbing all.
Never know. But Well, I
Michigan
think
plays
that's gonna.
Indiana, Oregon, Michigan State, and Ohio.
Yeah.
No, it ain't gonna happen. They got to play all of them.
Well, they would if they came.
Yeah, they got to play all the. They don't have to play USC, but they got to play everybody else. So, yeah.
Well, all right. So, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I got to go pee really bad.
You two getting into a little bit was kind of interesting.
SEC is going to be even more intense.
Of what I saw,
I think the SEC is going to be more intense.
Yeah, I think the SEC is going to be more contentious, but I don't know.
Ace has South Carolina going 11-1.
I have us like. I seriously have us like.
He probably has them where I have them. I mean. Yeah. I don't think we're 14.
South Carolina football is a piss poor ran program that honestly should probably strip that program and give all that money to women's sports who actually win.
There we need a higher significance.
That's my hot take.
Can't do that. You ain't pulling him away.
South Carolina men's sports between baseball, football.
Cuban would write a check to keep him.
Trash. Horrible.
Yeah.
Such a great traditional school.
Let's get it.
Baseball may be coming back.
Hey, SEC next week.
Next week,
we'll
SEC
hash
football.
It out then. So next Sunday we'll hash it out.
Love you guys.
I appreciate it. Enjoy my time. That's gonna do it for episode 10, which is
episode 10 already.
Preview.
We hit double digits today. Woo, hold on. I got a new one Ace gave me for Father's Day as part of my. I didn't use it yet, so we're just gonna bump it out real quick. Yep. Got to use the
ceremonial back scratcher. All right,
yep,
I'll catch y'all later. Episode 10
in the books. Love y'all.